¿De qué manera los medioambientes de montaña determinan el patrimonio cultural de Bolivia?
A ver, el patrimonio cultural en las montañas es bien diferente al que hay en el resto del país. Es un patrimonio cultural que nace de tradiciones muy antiguas, de los incas, y que trae dos culturas principalmente, la quechua y la aymara, que son muy comunitarias. El patrimonio cultural es muy comunitario por ser de montaña, aislados unas de otras. Es muy conceptuado como la madre tierra. Ven el lugar de montañas como la madre tierra, porque la tienen enfrente de una manera bastante majestuosa y saben que les da la vida. Entonces hay un concepto de vivencia con la madre tierra incluida en toda su cosmovisión que es muy importante, que viene de ahí, viene de las montañas sobre todo. Y diría también que es una comunidad con una capacidad de construcción, de salvamento, digamos, ante el clima. Estamos a más de 4.000 metros, 4.500, incluso 5.000 metros. Entonces son alturas muy grandes para el ser humano, para sobrevivir allá. Entonces han tenido construcciones impresionantes y modos de vida muy importantes y necesarios para mantener, supervivir como población. Es lo que podría decirles en este momento. Si ganarse la vida se entiende como mercado, no mucho. Si ganarse la vida se entiende como sobrevivir, como vivir, principalmente son tubérculos de todo tipo. La papa lisa, la oca, todo tipo de tubérculos que crecen en las montañas a esos niveles de altura también y que es con lo que vive la gente. No tienen, bueno, luego tendrán sus animales, pero el producto de tierra son los tubérculos prácticamente con los que sobrevive la gente.
What are the main issues in mountains in developing countries?
Basically, two main issues. One is the food insecurity and malnutrition issue. And the other one is climate change. 40% of the population living in mountain areas in developing countries is vulnerable to food insecurity and malnutrition. As regards climate change, mountain ecosystems are, by definition, fragile. So the impact of climate change on these areas is devastating, actually. Mountain issues are complex, extremely complex. So to address them, you really need a multidimensional approach, a multi-stakeholder approach. And partnerships, working in partnership, provides this type of approach. And for this reason, Italy actively supports and is a funding supporter and a founding member of the Mountain Partnership, an alliance, a multi-stakeholder alliance hosted here at FAO, where state, non-state actors, civil society, NGOs and private sector work together precisely in a multidimensional fashion.
Why is it important to have a partnership to promote mountain issues in this post-war?
Because mountain issues are complex issues and they can be addressed only through a multidimensional, multi-stakeholder approach. The partnership is badly needed to gather efforts by private sector, civil society, NGOs, as well as state actors in order to achieve a multidimensional approach. For this reason, Italy is actively supporting the Mountain Partnership, a multi-stakeholder alliance hosted at FAO, which precisely provides this type of multidimensional approach. As foreseen, by the way, by the SDG 15, one of whose targets precisely is based on mountain ecosystems, to address mountain ecosystems.
When it improving the economy in mountain regions, what are the main lessons from Switzerland?
Partita?
When it
Più
comes
vicino il microfono. Ok.
When it comes to improving the economy in mountain regions,
Okay,
what are the main
lesson we learned from the
share with other
Swiss
mountain countries? And if you
regional
could sort of repeat my
policy,
question
which was
when you
developed
say
since
back
the
to me
beginning
in
of
a
the
full sentence.
70s
Sorry, I
to
should
promote,
hold it.
in particular, mountain areas.
The main lesson
I
we
think we
learned
have three
from the
main
Swiss
messages.
regional
The first one
policy
is really
was developed
to
since the beginning
ensure
of the
a high
70s,
quality of
promote,
infrastructure
particular
in terms of,
mountain
for example,
areas.
roads or public services. And this is to reduce the cost of remoteness, because often the mountain area are pretty far away from the economic centers. And this we learned from the beginning, from the 70s. The second is really to promote cooperation between stakeholders from both public and private sector. And this is really in order to reduce the cost of distance. Because when we talk about economy now, we often talk about compensation of the economy of scale. And it's very difficult to implement economy of scale in area like mountains. So we really have to develop partnership to develop innovative ideas. And this brings me to the last lesson, that we are actually implementing now, is really to promote innovation and entrepreneurship activities in key mountain areas, which are agriculture, but also forest and tourism. And this is what we are trying to promote now with our current regional policy. That mountain products should it's obvious that mountain product should benefit mountain producer. But in order to do so, mountain products may be of particular quality. Because if you want to convince the consumers to pay more for a product, he needs to be convinced that the product is of a particular quality. And in this sense, the mountain has a lot to offer. And how to do this is, for example, by using official certification schemes. In Switzerland, we use, for example, the geographical indication, AOC, for a series of cheese from mountain area. But there is also the possibility to develop labels like Alp products. And actually, the Mountain Partnership is working specifically on this issue. And we welcome this initiative.